Hi there, this is Rachel Adner, and I am posting my first video for the social justice topic. I just want to say before I get started that I'm really excited for this class. I think I'll be honest, kind of up front, in saying that this is kind of my first big exposure to social justice. So had it in one course during my undergraduate career, but this will be kind of the first big course. So obviously I know what it is, and I've become a lot more informed through my short time in housing. But I'm just looking forward to continuing to learn, and especially from those of you that are more experts in the field. I'm just looking forward to hearing everyone's kind of thoughts and opinions. So I just wanted to start with that and just say that I'm looking forward to it, and I've enjoyed the reading so far. So I guess I'll just start with kind of just talking about the definition and philosophy. So I think from reading the book, the definition that I kind of got was, or I guess it's quoted as full or equal participation of all groups in a society that is mutually shaped to meet their needs. So I think that helps me understand. I mean, I think thinking about social justice initially, I kind of thought about it as more of accessibility or opportunity, which I think, I mean, it still does have an aspect of that, but I think it's just not only is it focused on certain groups, but also those groups within society and kind of how all of those things mesh together. So I think when we're talking about diversity, I think sometimes maybe we're just focused on groups, not necessarily maybe how they interact. So, I mean, I know, like thinking back to RA training, I mean, you know, we kind of try to prepare students for a lot of different things, but do we necessarily prepare them for issues that certain groups might face? I don't know. I think sometimes it's more about just the groups in general. So that was helpful to me, and I think, and then when we talk about inclusion, I think that is a part of social justice. I mean, I think in order to fully have social justice for all groups, really, you kind of need inclusion. So I think all of those kind of blend together, if you will, and all kind of have similar attributes. So the next thing that I kind of so one thing in the book that stood out to me was our challenge is to appreciate social diversity while working to dismantle social inequality. That kind of goes back to what I just said, you know, appreciating those groups, but also understanding how they work within society and what challenges they may face. Also, something sorry, I'm just trying to read my notes too. So talking about the identities for the project. So I think when I first looked at this, I think I was surprised, because I don't think without the prompts, I don't know that I would have identified myself the same way. Like, I don't know if some of the things that were on the sheet were things that I would have automatically thought of if, like, I don't know that I would have necessarily, one of the first things I would have said would be white, which is understandable now, because in the reading it says the elements of identity that are dominant or advantaged are usually not mentioned because they are essentially they're taken for granted, and that people usually don't feel the need to mention it. But then when I saw it, I was kind of like, oh, well, I mean, that is important to my identity, I guess. So anyway, I think initially, I mean, I think the most important things that I wrote down were so I wrote gender, socioeconomic status, education, and another one that I focused on is ability, and I think that's because I don't know that people think about the ability so much until maybe either you don't have the ability anymore, or you've had an experience. So my project I plan to do is on disabled students, specifically college students. So not only the disabilities that they face, like on a college campus, so that could be just physical or challenges that they face day to day, just like getting around campus, but also maybe the social part of it. So I'm sure that I'll talk about this more, but long story short, I had a really great experience during my undergraduate career with a girl named Jamie that has cerebral palsy. So she was going through sorority recruitment, and I was kind of her counselor for that. So anyway, like I said, I'm sure I'll talk more about this, but I think it's just interesting. When I first met her, I was like wanting to do everything for her because she's immobile, and so I was like, oh my gosh, like I need to do this, and she's like, Rachel, like I got it. So I think sometimes it takes that. So I'm looking forward to studying that. I think that's something that people maybe, I mean, again, yeah, you take for granted, and until you really have the time to, or have the experience of going through that or seeing someone close to you, which is another part that was mentioned that I liked. Oh, disadvantaged by association. So, I mean, for me, it wasn't really that I felt disadvantaged, but I mean, I can understand kind of when we talk about families and how they're not direct, that it doesn't affect them personally, but, or doesn't affect them directly, but because of their child or family member. So anyway, sorry that I kind of got off track there, but that is what I plan to focus on. And again, I am looking forward to this course and learning a lot from everyone. Thank you.